you clicked on this video, chances are you probably want to eat cleaner. And chances are you've already made progress, but you just need that extra push. So in this video, I'm going to show you the ways and methods and stories that I used to not only quit these low quality processed foods, but to fully replace them with wholesome, cleaner meals. Back in my freshman year of high school, I remember eating nothing but these processed, low quality, sugary foods until I reached around 200 pounds at 5'8", which is not healthy. Now you have to remember, I was eating this on the daily, every single day, using that to nourish my body. And remember, you are what you eat. At that point, something just shifted in my brain. I was tired of eating all these sugary, low quality processed foods, but something snapped. I remember not wanting to eat these processed sugary foods anymore. I wanted to make a change because my mom saw me. She started crying because of the fact of how obese I was. So I started eating nothing but whole meals, clean foods, beef, eggs, chicken, vegetables, and fruit. I made a ton of progress. I lost like 50 pounds within a couple months. But surely enough, progress started to stagger. I went up and up and up, but it plateaued after a while. I found myself craving burgers, ice cream, fries, sweets, everything that I'd been eating beforehand. And of course, I gave in to those desires. I then decided to try something new. Something that I had seen on YouTube recently then was intermittent fasting. You're probably shaking your head and saying, this is pretty basic stuff. But this is what creates progress from a lenient, sort of processed food diet to a 100% whole and clean diet. Let's say from 8 a.m. to 12 p.m., from 12 p.m. to 4 p.m. These breaks actually produce a hormone in your body called leptin, which actually kills off appetite instead of increasing it. And studies say that fasting from these highly palatable, sugary, processed foods for only 48 hours allows you to release yourself from their grip and start eating regular foods again, like broccoli with a little bit of salt, maybe some asparagus and eggs. You'll stop feeling like a goblin, stop craving these nasty foods, and you'll be able to eat these amazing, normal, wholesome foods that are good for you. It was a really simple step that actually allowed me to go from level 10 to level 100 in this. And that's learning to cook for yourself. You probably know how to cook yourself, but I'm saying you should up the game. By learning to incorporate more ingredients from more wholesome sources to create better tasting foods, you'll lose the necessity for junk food. Because now you can simply just go home and whip up a quick meal that actually tastes good and will actually nourish your body. You'll sort of passively educate yourself on the foods that you can and cannot eat, which ones have added sugar, which ones are highly processed, which ones are actually really good for you, which ones are bad for you, which ones seem good for you but are actually really, really horrible for you, which ones boost your test, and which ones absolutely tank your test. And the best part is you get to control your environment. You won't have McDonald's feeding you whatever they want. You'll be feeding yourself whatever you want. You'll be eating for the nutrients, not for the flavor. The flavor is an added bonus if you get good at cooking. Sometimes my family would actually force me to go get burgers or ice cream for them, or to go with them to go pick them up. This is a situation where most people would relapse and start eating those really bad foods again. They don't have the discipline or the willpower to say no to these foods. What I found was that by adopting a mindset of iron through purpose, I was able to resist even tasting a morsel of these foods. I brainwashed myself to believe that any food that I didn't cook, personally in front of me, anything that was given to me that I didn't make, was poison. Because the truth is, it's poison. That was my purpose. To rid myself of all these toxins. To detoxify my body and cleanse it. To only allow the purest and most wholesome foods in my system. Anything else had to go. Any food from any restaurant chain, no matter how innocent or clean they look, like Chipotle, they're poison. They're poisoning you and your family. They're poisoning your mother and your father, your sister and your brother. And we usually don't care because we always say that, oh, a burger isn't going to kill me, a scoop of ice cream isn't going to kill me. But all it takes is one burger and one scoop to really change the outcome of your life. From brainwashing myself, I actually found that we actually feed ourselves lies on the daily. And we give into those lies. But they're nothing but that. Lies. But my mom brought home McDonald's for the whole family. I can't resist. I can't say no. Yes, you can. You can say no. So what did I learn from changing my diet and going to the extreme? I learned to forge my willpower and discipline to the highest extent. I learned to forge my discipline and willpower to another level. And lastly, to cook amazing meals, of course. And lastly, to cook amazing meals that me and my family can share. And the best part is you can take action on all this right now. Go onto YouTube and search up intermittent fasting. There you'll be able to find full guides on how to start intermittent fasting. And the same thing goes for cooking. From YouTube, you'll be able to find millions and millions of recipes that are good for you, that are wholesome for you, that you can go to your local grocery store, get 3 things, and make an amazing dish out of that tastes absolutely amazing. The hardest part of all of this will be building your willpower and discipline. Nobody built this in a day. this is going to take several months or perhaps years to build. And of course, it isn't just a linear up. It goes up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down. But in general, it's going to go up. Progress is never linear. I also have a video on how to completely quit sugar, which also applies to junk food. You can go watch right now, like using the link in the description. And that's it. Thank you. If you like the video, please subscribe, comment, like, do all that. Thank you so much.